What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we have the Roof of Onigashima versus Kaido. This is the brand new turtle farming event that we get at the start of every month, so not really much has changed with this type of event. It is still pretty typical. I will say though that this event does seem a little easier to clear compared to some of the ones we've had over the past few months. Some of them, especially for the 9-star difficulty, have been so difficult that it literally is not worth your time with the amount of effort you have to put in to actually beat it. And a lot of the time it is just better to farm the 4-star difficulty with your max boosters and run it on auto, and you can just auto farm it. In this video today, I've got 3 teams beating the 9-star difficulty, and then I also have a 4th team, which is a auto difficulty just clear team for the 4-star. It's not going to be too challenging, that one. But before we actually get into it, we need to actually talk about what Kaido does, because we didn't really get a good opportunity to talk about him when we got the data download. Just briefly as well, in the Chopman missions, you get all the missions when you clear the Kaido event, but of course mainly there are level limit break posters. Specifically, there is a legend strength level limit break poster, as well as a bunch of legend tickets as well. So I think 50 rainbow gems for clearing all of the missions as well, which is pretty good. 4 silver keys and then 1 golden key. So if you are looking to limit break expand some of your characters, this is your best opportunity to go ahead and pick up these specific keys, right? So let's talk about the Kaido, because Kaido is actually very good. I think out of all of these turtle farming units that you get for free at the start of every month, I feel like this Kaido might be one of the best that we've gotten, to be honest. He's incredible. Being a quick driven powerhouse. Captain ability is nothing too special, just a 3.5 captain to driven, making quick slots matching, a little bit of health, which is fine. But then his special on a 15 turn cooldown, which is pretty high, but you can see he does have the cooldown reduction at the start of the quest, minusing by 10 turns, goes down to 5. With sockets, it goes down to 3. If you have a ship, it goes down to 2. So he's basically ready to go essentially as soon as you start a quest. But the special ability itself is very strong, reducing special bind by 5, changes his own slot into matching. But then he says for the next 4 turns, you get 3 times increased damage taken, which obviously isn't very good. But you offset that by receiving a 2.5 times attack boost to your driven characters for 1 turn. And then he says that if you do have a driven captain, then he does 200 times his attack and quick damage to all enemies at the end of the turn for the next 2 turns. So this is really cool. Like, he has a really great beneficial effect of a massive attack boost, as well as doing end of turn damage for 2 turns, so you can use it to get around enemy resilience effects, but also removing utility, or having utility to remove enemy gimmicks of special bind. And the increased damage taken obviously is a big detriment. 3 times damage taken is a lot, but if you're using it to just kill a boss anyway, as long as it doesn't have death damage, then this is going to be a pretty wicked special to have for sure. And then with his crewmate ability, obviously resisting 5 turns of special bind. His rumble stuff isn't too amazing, but I think just this character in terms of a free-to-play unit is pretty exceptional, and the artwork itself is also very, very good. So that's going to wrap it up for the intro. Let's go ahead and jump into the teams. So looking at the first team is going to be utilizing the Oden as the captain. It actually is really nice that they made 6+ Oden one of the higher boosted characters for this event, considering the way that the brand new K-Dad is built, where if you do use the special ability of V1 Oden and then you go ahead and use the special ability of K-Dad, you can get some really good beneficial effects. However, the way that the content is structured is actually way more beneficial to use the K-Dad special on the final stage, because when you reach the final stage, there's going to be 2 turns of damage immunity, and there aren't a lot of characters that you can bring in this content that will be able to remove that. They did actually go ahead and boost Treasure Map Jack, who is one of the characters that can remove 2 turns of damage immunity. But considering the content is so focused around Dex, then bringing a quick unit for that is probably not the best idea. However, we are bringing the brand new Kaido into most of these teams you'll see in this video, because number 1, he is a relatively high boosted character, but also he is a very useful special for this content, because when you reach battle 3, there's going to be 4 turns of special bind, and Kaido removes special bind, so it's just a perfect fit to most teams, of course. And then you've also got to deal with percent damage reduction that occurs on battle 4. You have more despair that you have to deal with on Battle 5. So there aren't that many gimmicks really, and luckily some of the gimmicks that are inflicted aren't really for that many turns. So it's actually a little bit more accessible to clear this content than some of the previous turtle farming events that we've had. The secondary team is going to be relatively similar to the first team with some slight changes, of course, but instead of using Oden, we're going to be using Toki as the captain this time. Toki's another great unit. She is also boosted for this, and also her special is going to be pretty useful because you can use it for the stage 4 and then carry it into the final stage where you can select both of your captains to receive the Toki effect so that you can basically ignore the despair that gets inflicted on Battle 5 completely. And of course, Toki does provide a really good attack and orb boosting effect, though another character that is boosted is the Luffy and Whitebeard character, which was the point farming event from last month. They're actually relatively high boosted once again, and their special is useful on Battle 4 because their special removes 3 turns of defense up, percent damage reduction, and damage threshold. So you have to deal with the percent damage reduction on Battle 4, which they can get rid of, but the unfortunate thing is that the special of Whitebeard and Luffy will actually give you 3 turns of 1.5 attack and orb boost. So we're going to be using Oden's special for a higher orb boost, and then we're going to use the special ability of Luffy and Whitebeard so that when we actually reach the final boss stage, the orb boost will expire and then we'll get the orb boost from Toki instead. And also Toki's super type will provide a 2x color affinity boost to your strength units as well, which is going to increase the damage by quite a significant margin. The third team of the video is going to be a team that not many people are going to be able to create, but it is just using the max boost. We're going to be starting it from Battle 1 as well, just to show you guys that the super classes of the K-Dads are allowing you to speed farm, which is actually pretty dope. Not too often do you get a max boosting team that is also overlapping with also being a speed farming team. So not really too much to say here. Of course, if you have all the boosted units, it's awesome. Even if you don't have your own K-Dad, but you have, V1 Oden, for example, you can just use V1 Oden as your captain, friend K-Dad, and the boosted rare recruits, and that is going to be more than enough damage to get you through to the end as well. And then of course the final team of the video, now don't get this one twisted, this is only against the 4-star difficulty, the 20 stamina version of this content. Make sure to not use this team against the 9-star difficulty because it will not work. This team has a couple of really cool supports that will help you out. I don't think the supports are required, but it definitely helps out a little bit in clearing it a bit faster, specifically the final stage, where we can get a guaranteed matching slot on Oden, and then we can also get the color affinity boost from the kid support on the team, which gives us a little bit of extra damage for the final stage and allowing us to kill Kaido pretty easily. Of course, we are using a final tap character on the team, and with auto it will make sure that the character does actually tap last, which means that we will be able to get that to activate, which gives us a lot of additional damage too. But that's going to wrap it up from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
Oden様の仇、今日こそ討つ。